Hello. Hello. Now, what a nightmare I'm having this morning. Do you know, tonight on the members, we're going to talk about paranormal. Have you noticed every time I even talk about that, I'm going to talk about the paranormal? Everything starts going wrong. So this video I made earlier and I tried to upload like as presenting like a live, but it's not live. It's a video that I prepared earlier, if you like. But it's live in the sense as I was going to present it, means I can join in with you chatters, etc. And it wouldn't play. It's weird. And then when I tried to download it so that I could play it on a live, it wouldn't download. Nothing. My computer's telling me all weird and wonderful things. So anyway, I am on now. I am here. I'm not live in this. I am live. I'm speaking to you live. But this video that I'm going to show you is I recorded this morning. Hi, Kelly. Hi, David. Hi, Chumba. Of course, David and Chumba were on the other stream. I've had to completely change the stream. Hi, Michelle. So I've got to set it all up again and that. But in the meantime, I can start the video off playing. This is the video that I made. I am here, so I will be coming back to the chat every now and again. But I have got to sort of set up, like, you know, put the proper title on and things like that, because what nightmare. I tell you, it's about the paranormal. It's Ralmo, it's Ted Bundy interfering with my electrics. Whenever I say I'm going to do a video on the paranormal, which I will be doing tonight in the members live, everything, the shit hits the fan, everything starts going wrong. I have absolutely no idea what's going on this morning. But anyway, here's the video. I'm going to press play for you to watch while I'm just setting it out. So I am here. So I'm pressing play. It's not bloody playing. Hang on. And I'm just doing this video. Probably again tomorrow I'll do another one because about Samantha Murphy, because this is a case we've been following, haven't we, since she disappeared on February the 4th, went out for a jog, never came back. And since then it's been like long periods of quiet, and then things happened. Patrick Stevenson was arrested for a murder, 23 years old, or 22 or 23 years old. Good old Australian boy. Father was previously played for an Australian football team. Seemed like, you know, nice guy, electrician. There'll be people in Ballarat, Australia, where Samantha went missing. There'll be people that'll have had this boy in their homes, fixing their electrics and things. Imagine that. Imagine knowing that they'd been in your home. If you're a woman, this boy, young man, has been in your home. Maybe you've been alone with him in your own home. And it turns out that he is now charged with the murder of Samantha Murphy while she was out having a jog one Sunday morning on February the 4th this year, 2024. Now, the unfortunate thing is that Samantha's remains have not been found. Patrick is not cooperating. He will not say anything. In fact, I believe he's exercising his right to remain silent. He's only speaking through his lawyer. So there is no information coming out as far as he is concerned. So on Thursday, this Thursday, August the 8th, there's a very brief court hearing. What in Australia, I think they've got a special name for it. I'll find it in a minute. I'm hoping to watch that. Someone's very kindly, Ninja Chihuahua, who's another YouTube channel, Australian, that has been following Samantha's case. And she has sent me the link or how to tell me how to watch this. So I'm hoping to be able to watch it. Will we find out any more? apparently he's appearing on a video link. He's not actually going to be there in person. Let's have a look. So, and then somebody else who quite often sends me links about things in Australia, because the nice thing about having viewers in Australia, of course, and America or anywhere else in the world, I get sent things, you know, that maybe I wouldn't notice otherwise because I'm not in Australia. So that's good. So we're going to just have a look at the link that they sent me. Will we find out anymore? I wonder. So we're expecting an update. The Mail's calling it the Daily Mail, I should say, is calling it a major update. I don't know if it'll become a major update because we just don't know. Maybe nothing will come out. But they say major update on Samantha Murphy's alleged killer as mum of three's body remains unfound. So Patrick Stevenson, 22, charged with alleged murder, will face court on Thursday. So he's going to tune into his court. It says here that he's expected to tune in from a prison office. So he's not expected to actually go. He will front the Ballarat Magistrates Court on Thursday over the alleged murder of Miss Murphy. Miss Murphy vanished without a trace after she left her home on Eureka Street in Ballarat, East Victoria, on the morning of the 4th of February. Anyway, sources have told the Daily Mail Australia that Patrick is unlikely to make the trip from the Melbourne Assessment Prison in the heart of Melbourne CBD to Ballarat for the short administrative hearing. Instead, he's scheduled to be beamed into court via video link from the prison, where he's understood to be housed in a highly secure protection unit. While his arrest over the alleged murder provided some relief to the Ballarat community, it has failed to provide any answers to where Miss Murphy's body was dumped. Video links had been largely shunned by Victorian lawyers until former Victorian Premier Dan Andrews' 6 COVID-19 lockdowns forced them into play. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is that it was bad enough during COVID, wasn't it, for court cases, etc. But if it wouldn't have been for internet links, it would have just ground to a halt, wouldn't it? So, you know, that's, you know, Zoom certainly came into its own, didn't it? Or any of these sort of internet platforms certainly helped. The same for me. I mean, I wouldn't have had, you know, any classes if it wasn't for Zoom. You know, I could not do Spanish classes. You know, we went home one day on the Thursday from my classroom, said to everyone, see you on Monday. And that was it. For 6 months, couldn't have anybody over the door, you know. So luckily for Zoom, for me, because I don't know what we would have lived on. We would have, you know, it was just, you know, you don't, you know, you don't work, you don't get paid. But luckily for me, I found Zoom. Somebody sort of, I didn't know anything about Zoom before that, and that just literally saved my life during COVID. Otherwise, there would have been no income whatsoever, and you know that any savings you might have don't last 5 minutes. So yeah, so that's created a. I mean, he's a coward, isn't he? So he's going to do a Stephen Stearns, if he doesn't have to appear in court. If he can get away with appearing in court, he will. He was not going to come and voluntarily. He's got no remorse. He's not cooperating. He's just sitting there keeping all these dirty secrets to himself, communicating through his lawyer. So, while plans to wind them back following the lifting of lockdown restrictions have long been discussed, the legal fraternity has since embraced the concept. And high-profile criminal lawyer George Ballot of Ballot Riley Criminal Lawyers told Daily Mail Australia that video links were traditionally only used to help reduce the costs of bringing prisoners to court. Prior to the COVID pandemic, there was a slight shift to audio-visual appearances to save substantial costs involved in transporting prisoners to court, he said. Additionally, frequent failures by the Office of Corrections to transport prisoners to court culminated in frequent costs orders against them in favour of prisoners. Mr. Ballard said in-person appearances were preferred by the courts, especially where the liberty of the subject was at stake. Well, you know, he's not going to get, there's going to be no liberty for him. You know, the police would not have charged him. We don't know what evidence yet that the police have got against him, but I think you can be pretty certain that they would not have charged him with murder unless they were absolutely certain, for whatever reason, for whatever evidence they've got. They don't have her body, but they have her phone, they have his phone. You know, we don't know what else they've got besides that. So we'll find that out. We may not find that out on Thursday, but we will find it out sooner or later. So technology is unreliable at times, he said. Logistical problems frequently arise when lawyers are required to obtain instructions from their clients during the course of the hearing, and then all occupants in the court need to vacate the courtroom to obtain those instructions. Additionally, links often time out and hearings inevitably need to be adjourned because all too often correctional facilities are unable to facilitate further link time. So it all sounds very complicated, doesn't it? It all sounds very complicated. So this is Samantha. This is that very last morning. She's clearing up after a dog and she was caught on a doorbell camera. And that was it. That was it. She was gone. So, yeah, the 51-year-old mother of 3 children, she'd set out for a morning run at 7 a.m. through the nearby Wukarong Regional Park, a 14-kilometre route she had done countless times before. In early March, almost 5 weeks after her disappearance, police charged Patrick Stevenson with the alleged murder despite her body never being found. On Sunday, her family, friends and the wider Ballarat community marked 6 months since her disappearance. Many are hoping that this week's hearing will begin to answer questions as to why he killed her. Though in reality, more questions than answers are likely to result from the hearing, which is expected to discuss things such as witness lists, what documentation or exhibits might still be required by Stevenson's defence team. In March, the court heard that detectives sought a longer than usual period to compile the brief of evidence against Stevenson, saying there was a significant amount of material. I mean, that's brilliant that they've got so much material. Stevenson had been made to front the court during that hearing and a follow-up hearing a day later. So this is going to be, this is poor Mick, Samantha's.
God, the adrenaline with everything that's going on.
This was Mick speaking after Patrick had been arrested. We did watch this video, but it's nice to watch it again and remember. So the relief for Mick, because a lot of people were accusing Mick as well, you know, which, as we know, normally is the partner. So this is this is unfortunately the problem that partners of missing people go through, is because, you know, probably 90% of the time it is the partner. But not always.
Trying to be wise for everybody. It's something you wouldn't want to experience. But the police are going to be doing a press conference later today. Police commissioner speaking, doing right news all with it. Again, the tracker, if we've got something to say, we'll say, and I'll come and see you. But Yeah, if you can just give us a bit of privacy for the rest of the day.
Is this a relief after all of these
Yeah,
weeks?
it is, definitely. Yeah, it's like someone's just let the pressure valve off sort of thing. Hasn't been a good nearly 5 weeks. But, anyway, we're doing as good as we can. Keeping a brave face.
Can you just tell us what the last few weeks have been like?
Shit is. To be honest, yeah. So anyway, so that's all I'll say now. But yeah, so the police commissioner will do a look at it later on. And that, but, yeah.
And just lastly, do you hope to find where Samantha is? And
Do you know what they need? They should get a bloody prize for asking the most stupid question. Do you hope to find out where Samantha is? What's he supposed to say? No, I hope they never find her. Oh God, no, it'd be awful if they found her. What an idiot. You know, do they go to a school for asking stupid questions? They've got Mick there, you know, the partner of Samantha. There's anything they could ask him, you know, or give him some words of comfort or tell him how, you know, the family are okay. There's a million things they could say. And what does she say? Do you hope Samantha will be found? Bloody fool.
Of course we do.
yeah, have the police given any indication?
The look that he gives her, look, he's like, of course I do, you idiot.
We do.
Yeah, have the police given any indication?
No.
You give her a right look then.
And just lastly, do you hope to find where Samantha is? And
Of course we do.
yeah, have the police given any?
But he's thinking, you fucking idiot. You know, excuse my friend, but honestly, sometimes it's the only words that'll do. I just can't believe she asked that. I just cannot believe it. You know, sack that woman, idiot.
Indication.
No.
Do you have a message to perhaps the person to help? You know,
No, I haven't any comment on that. So thank you.
Have you been supported by the
He's trying to be polite, but he's thinking, you absolute dick. So that's, you know, he starts to walk away then because he's thinking he don't want to talk to these idiots. You know, if they would have asked some normal questions or said some nice things, you know, there's a million things you could have said to him.
community at the moment?
Oh, the community's just been, the word go, it's just been unbelievable. You could not, the generosity and the support from the community has just been just overwhelming. Friends, family, everyone. This is that much respect.
See, he wants to talk. It's not that he doesn't want to talk. When she asked him about the community, he stopped a bit longer, but he's probably just blanking that stupid woman that asked him, oh, you know, do you want Samantha to be found? Just talk about, we should put together a video of all the stupid questions that reporters ask when, you know, you'd love to be there, wouldn't you? And I'd love to be there and say to him, oh God, I'm so sorry for what's happened to you. And, you know, if there's any sort of questions you wanted to ask, you've got that opportunity to ask it. And what does she say? Do you want Samantha to be found?
Just saying,
Rallying around you.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time, Vic.
Now,
My husband Robert
if you've,
spent the night here at Liverpool and
sorry,
has
let
been
me just put that down.
Hello,
We've
darling.
watched interviews with Mick since then, and he's lost an awful lot of weight. I hope he's okay. But anyway, you know what can we do? You can only send your positive thoughts to him. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I hope he's coping okay. But this thing of not finding her remains, that'll be a big thing for him and the family, of course. This is Jess, Samantha's oldest daughter. This was right in the early days, wasn't it? They were asking for information. So this case is one of the highest priority criminal investigations for the Victoria Police, with the Working Persons Squad working tirelessly to compile evidence for the expected trial. So, you know, there's been a lot of criticism because they're very quiet. They keep him very quiet just every now and again, and literally more again than now. You get a little bit of information, a little bit of nugget of information. I think they're out there probably searching, you know, as we speak, but they're not talking about searches now until after, are they? Or if they've got reason to believe, you know, that it's going to be an important search that they're doing, their request the public to stay away. I think they're definitely still searching. They'll be doing micro searches. They'll be going through the information on Samantha's phone, on his phone, and searching where they can. But you know, sometimes I just feel, God, are they ever going to find Samantha? Are this poor family ever going to be able to put her to rest? But let's hope so. There are precedents in Australia that bodies were not found for years, but finally, you know, remains, I should say, because obviously by then it's not a body, it'd be skeletal remains. But eventually they have been found. So let's just hope and pray that eventually Samantha is found. So yeah, on May the 29th, remember there was this big breakthrough when the telephone was found. Mud spattered mobile phone in a wallet at the water's edge of the dam, are believed to be found by a police dog, one of those tech detector dogs that can sniff out electronic devices. Oh my God. And I read another article about dogs, that these specialist dogs, that these dogs can be trained to sniff anything out. I mean, it's not very nice, this, and I don't even want to know how they've been trained to do it. But dogs that are trained to detect seminal fluid, you know, for sort of SEX cases, etc. Where did I see that? It was probably on Twitter. Let's have a look. Because my initial thought was, ugh. But you know, but how amazing. They bloody dogs, I don't know. There you go. Yeah, so this is Nottinghamshire. Let's have a look. This is Nottinghamshire Police. Newly trained dogs will target sex offenders. And these poor dogs. I mean, I just think, oh dear. Labradors, Ebony and Hazy. I wonder which one's Ebony. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think this one might be Ebony, but, you know, I could be wrong. Have recently completed 6 weeks of specialist training to detect seminal fluid. The newly accredited pair are two or only of a handful of such animals in the UK and will soon begin their working life serving police forces across the country. Bloody hell, there's nothing you can't train. Dogs. Do you know what? I wish the world was run by dogs sometimes. Give them the bloody, you know, people make a cock up of everything, if you'll pardon the expression when we're talking about these dogs. You know, people make a bloody total cock up of everything, and these dogs go out, they can sniff out electronic devices, they can sniff out drugs, they can sniff out seminal fluid. Oh my God, what's next? So they've been trained exclusively to detect seminal fluid. I don't even want to know how. Now, I can't, my mind's just boggling at the thought of how you do this. And they can sniff out microscopic samples months and even years after they are deposited. They would come in handy maybe in looking for Samantha, because I think there's no doubt that this was an SEX crime, wasn't it? Likely that it was, unless he just ran her over by accident. But the police commissioner said it was a targeted attack, not an accident, a targeted attack. So it seems like likely that sex was you know, involved. It was an SEX attack, I would imagine. So these dogs these type of dogs, don't know if they've got them in Australia, but they could come in handy, I suppose. Anyway, DNA profiles can then be obtained and used as evidence against criminal suspects. So if they would sniff out the sample, like it could be on some clothes, it could be on a bed, it could be anywhere, carpets, etc. God knows. As I say, there's a part of me doesn't even want to know where they might find these things. But then they can obtain DNA profiles and use them as evidence against criminal suspects. Gosh. So PCD Allen, lead trainer at Nottinghamshire Police, is known across the country for this expertise and has previously trained most of the other semen-specific detection dogs working in the UK. He said, dogs are really remarkable animals and can be trained in the same way to detect almost anything we want them to. Ebony and Hazy have been a real pleasure to work with over the last 6 weeks, and I know they will play a very significant role in getting justice for the victims. They are now capable of detecting even the smallest trace amounts and will find evidence. Sorry, I'm just laughing to myself because how could they, you know, you just have visions of the police all there with like loads of, you know, on Pornhub or with loads of magazines or whatever, and you know, oh dear God. It just the mind boggles, doesn't it, of how these dogs have been trained. Oh my God. But anyway, probably better not to think about it, but I just can't help it now. I've got this picture in my head of the police all sat around enjoying themselves, and you know, oh dear. Okay, so they are now capable of detecting even the smallest trace amounts and will find evidence that may previously have been missed with other detection methods. Ultimately, these dogs will be used in future to bring some of our very worst offenders to justice, and it's a great feeling for us to play a part in that with our training. And you know, I think it's sort of taking me. If any of you out there have ever experienced fertility issues, either you or your partner, well, mainly it'd be the man. If you've had to go and if you've had to have tests, because oh God, I'm trying to think how to say it out. You know, it's quite what's the word? It's having fertility tests for a man, you know, to see if you know, I do. Oh, anyway, I'm not even talking about that. I can't. Anyway, Nottinghamshire police has previously used evidence gathered by dogs to bring several serious sex offenders to justice. These include a man who was jailed for 24 years. In 24 years, that's a lot for sex offence, for offences committed against teenage girls many years before. One of the key pieces of evidence against him was a semen deposit recovered in a bedroom that helped to prove the account of one of his victims. Wow. I mean, joking aside, you know, it's like the British sort of embarrassment thing, isn't it? Laughing about anything to do with sex, but you know, so I don't mean to take away from the importance of it, and the seriousness of it is brilliant. You know, it is brilliant. Detective Chief Inspector Joe Elborn, who has for many years experience in investigating sexual offences, said, evidence gathered by these animals can really make all the difference in a rape or sexual assault investigation, especially when suspects deny that sex activity has taken place. Oh my God, I tell you, there's going to be nothing you can get away with soon. It's brilliant. So yeah, because of course they deny it, wouldn't they? The offender would deny it. Trouble with sex cases, rape, etc., is it's your, you know, it's your word against theirs, really, or it's the person, you know. This, I'm not only talking about women, you know, men get RAPED as well. And if somebody's saying, oh no, you know, nothing happened, it's your word against theirs. But this is where these dogs are going to come in handy, because if they can find traces of evidence that yes, you know, there was an emission. So if there was an emission, then sex activity took place one way or another. So I just think it's brilliant. You know what, God, and these people, there'll be people now who maybe have committed offences a little while ago. They've want to watch out for the knock on the door now, because now these dogs could be, you know, you don't know even if time's passed, because it said even years later. By using DNA evidence detected by dogs, we can prove they're lying about the fundamentals of an investigation and build our case from there. Wow, it's brilliant. Absolutely Brilliant. So there you go. It's a shame for them. Not very nice for them, but you know what dogs are like. They like smelly things anyway, don't they? But Ebony, I presume, is this one, and Hazy is this one, but I could be completely wrong because they've put them in a different order. Wow, well done, and well done. That, you know, that they've been trained. Brilliant, isn't it? Fantastic. Gosh, as I say, soon it won't be long before you won't be able to get away with literally anything, which is good. Let's have a look at this video. This is where they were searching for you can see how it's right near the road, so I think he's probably just thrown it in the dam, maybe. And look, they're checking all around. Did he throw anything else? But you know, these are other searches. You can see the area that they're searching for Samantha. It's difficult, isn't it? Just looking for that little bit of something. You could walk past things. You know, I don't know, just very, very difficult, all of it. I hope they find her. And then, of course, there were the bushfires that people thought the police initially said might have been caused deliberately. Was that an attempt to hide Samantha? We don't know yet. We'll find out. We'll find out. You know, the police have obviously got a lot of evidence against Patrick, but we won't get all the details, will we? We won't get all the details until the court case starts. So in a statement issued shortly after the mobile phone was found, police said they'd located some items of interest during the search, and the phone, along with other items, underwent forensic testing, with sources confirming the device belonged to Miss Murphy. Many were hopeful the phone would lead to Miss Murphy's body. However, police have remained tight-lipped on the evidence. So they launched a series of targeted searches in bushland and on properties across the area, with hopes of locating her body or finding crucial evidence. So this is the preliminary committal hearing. It says here, if a preliminary committal hearing goes ahead as expected, a Supreme Court of Victoria murder trial is unlikely to get underway until mid to late next year at best. Oh God, the process could be, this is just, I mean, it's torture for us. Imagine how it is for the family. You know, we want the answers, you know, because we've been invested in this case. We're interested. You know, I know from messages that people leave and that people really care about Samantha getting found. And we don't even know Samantha. So how this, it must be like a torture for the family. It's like a slow torture, isn't it? So the process could be further delayed by fresh evidence being provided by homicide squad detectives who continue to investigate the case in hope of finding Miss Murphy's body. They alleged that he deliberately attacked her. They were very clear to say deliberately attacked Miss Murphy in Mount Clear, about 7 kilometres into her run. And Stevenson, who has no connection to the Murphy family, was charged on March the 7th with her murder. And he is the son, of course, of former FAL player Oren Stevenson, who played 15 games for Geelong and Richmond between 2012 and 2014, and it's understood he has reserved his right to silence. So there you go. So there's an update. You know, as I say, I'll probably make, if any other news articles come out, I might do a little update tomorrow, but Thursday I'm hoping to actually have, you know, I say Thursday, so Thursday, and I've got to work out the times, you know, because of course the hearing is at a certain time in Australia. I'm in Spain. I'm trying to think if it was 9 in the morning. It's probably going to be like midnight time, 1 o'clock in the morning for me, but I will still be watching it Thursday night. Will that be Thursday night or will that be Wednesday night? Because so I've got to work all that out. Not brilliant at that kind of thing, but one way or another, I'll be watching that link. And see if maybe we'll get a look at this guy, see how prison life is treating him badly, I hope. I mean, he's in a sort of halfway house at the moment. He's not in proper prison because, of course, he is innocent till proven guilty. So, you know, there you go. But this is the person who really matters. And this is the person, you know, when you see people all vibrant like that, poor Samantha, she had her life, you know, she's too young, you know, she's in the prime of her life, really. You know, 3 children, one of which still really quite young. They'll be missing her so much, you know, and that's what that twonk did. He just ruined all these people's lives, and you know what the family have gone through. We can't imagine, can we? We don't want to imagine. We hope we never have to find out. Our hopes and prayers are that Samantha will be found, will be brought home to her family, finally brought home to her family. Now, let me just have a look, because I did do a little tribute to Samantha. I might put that on now at the end for us to watch again. Just keeping things in, you know, just have to keep things in people's public, you know, until cases are resolved. And even then, like with Rachel Marin, the case is resolved in the sense of, you know, her body has been found, her murderer has been apprehended. We're going to, you know, there will be a court case there as well. But we still have to remember the names of people. We have to remember the names of people who died, because, you know, they are more important than the person who did it. Now, I did do a little video. Gosh, I've done a lot of videos about Samantha. I'll put the playlist in the description box. Because I did do quite a lot of videos about her. Gosh. Because then there was the mine shaft incident. I'm going to just show you the playlist so that if you want to, I will put the link to the playlist in the description box. And I also just want to say, you know, I've got playlists on most of the cases that I've covered. So if you know, if sometimes you think I haven't done a video for a while, or you've got nothing to watch for whatever reason, you know, I'm sure you don't just only watch my videos. I'm sure you watch other people's videos as well. But there's always a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos on my channel. If you feel like a recap of things, you know. So I did do like a sort of like a tribute video. Oh, gosh, I mean, I've put together quite a lot of videos. See, now the police have been a bit, you know, difficult, if you like, about the information that they've given out. You know, they've been very intermittent with their, oh, that's a Rachel Marin. Police have been very intermittent with their news. So sometimes there's not, and what some of these, that's Rachel Marin. Oh, I don't know where the Samantha Murphy little tribute video is. Anyway, you can see there's a lot of videos there. So I'm going to put a link to this playlist in the... so that's when the breaking news came out that an arrest had been made. which was a good day. So yeah, lots of chatters that I have in Australia send me links to newspaper articles or to videos. But a tribute video to Samantha, but I can't find it. Maybe I didn't put it on the maybe I didn't put it on the playlist. Let's just have a look here. Have you ever noticed you can never find anything you're looking for? Later, when I'm, if I'm looking for a video about somebody else, I'm bound to find details. Wasn't that, was it? No, I don't think so. Gosh, it's making me go dizzy. Scrolling down. Now, when you're determined to find something, but it just doesn't feel like I'm going to find it. I don't know. I just fast forward that bit because there's quite a bit of looking around. I do find it in the end, so I'll fast forward it. Here we go. She was planning on a shorter run that morning than usual, as she had plans for a mid-morning family brunch at 11 with her husband, Mick Murphy, and family. Samantha and Mick had met many years before. Yeah, so this particular video, this is the story right from the beginning. They had married and they'd had
can't do. Okay, so I'm just going to say that at the moment there are no suspicious circumstances that have been identified. It's up to people to assess their safety and comfort levels.
Are any dismissed line shafts factoring in this?
Yeah, so that was the question that she was asked, wasn't it? Should people feel safe out running and that? And she said they wouldn't say there was any suspicious circumstances, but that bloody twonk, he was still around then. He wasn't arrested for quite a while after that.
Not at this point.
So when you say not suspicious, is there anything in Sam's history that might indicate that she was not wanted there?
There's nothing I can comment on that at this moment.
We've received reports that police are investigating her movement to the Ballarat hospitality venue prior to its truth to that.
Yeah, I don't have anything to provide comment on that at this time.
Did anyone at all know exactly where she was planning to run, what trail she
Go into that in this forum. Thanks.
Yeah, we just like to, if you can respect our privacy as well at home, whatnot. If we've got something, we'll come out and say it, and you'll be advised by the police or by us if we need be. But thanks for your time, and so once again, hopefully someone's got something that they can remember or they've seen, and they can contact the authorities and put some light on the subject. And also, thanks very much for the people. The generosity throughout the community has been unbelievable. If we went and to accept all the food that would want to be cooked for us and like that, we wouldn't have to go to the supermarket for 12 months. It's just really, really good. So thank you very much, everybody. And we really, really do appreciate everything that everyone's done. Thank you. Yeah, just
yeah. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm Sam's oldest daughter. Just on behalf of my dad and myself and my siblings, I just really like to thank our family and friends for just their continuous love and support. It's really helping us to get through and to keep us strong and to keep us motivated to keep looking and keep moving forward. Mum's a really strong woman and she's far too determined to give up this fight. I know she's out there somewhere, so if you could please continue to search for her, to give us something to work with, we'd really appreciate it.
It's heartbreaking, this conference. I think this just affected everyone. Well, there were some idiots at the time that were leaving messages saying that Jess had done it. You know what? These people come out of underneath rocks, don't they, when these things happen? They're just, well, they've got nothing better to do. Literally, honestly, I had quite a few people saying, oh, ask the daughter, she knows about it. Terrible.
Mum, we love you so much and we miss you and we need you at home with us. Please come home soon. I can't wait to see you and to give you the biggest hug when I do and to tell you off for giving us so much stress. I love you. Thank you all for our time. And please stop taking photos of us and coming to our house. It's really hard. I just want to be able to walk around my house and feel safe. And it's
that must be awful, isn't it? I don't think we don't, the trouble is it's so difficult because you need the publicity. They want publicity, of course they do, because they want their mum to be found. But, you don't want people outside your home with cameras. And I'm talking about mainstream media, not social media, because everybody was trying to get photos, weren't they? There was photos taken of Mick every time he smiled. There was a photo taken of him. There was a lot of aspersions cast on Mick, and not by social media. I'm talking about mainstream media. Mainstream media putting these pictures up of him smiling or looking worried, because as if he thought that they might have found a body, or those fuels social media. It's not social media that fuels that. It's the mainstream media that fuels the social media and the things that people say. Because it can be distorted sometimes. So very sad. It was and it's still so sad. I mean, I just hope they're coping all right.
It's a bit hard at the moment. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So they went from, next minute, this guy appeared, didn't he? Just to saying, they went from saying no suspicious circumstances to, oh yeah, we don't think she's alive. It just seemed a very abrupt change.
Are they also in her family?
As I said, our investigation involves speaking to everyone in Samantha's life. So that would include family, friends, and work colleagues and everyone.
Do you have anyone that would class as a suspect?
At this stage, I can't comment on the specifics of our investigation. And again, we are looking at absolutely everything we possibly can to find out what happened to Samantha.
The police have said that one or more parties are likely to be involved in this experience. What makes you that rationale?
So part of our missing persons investigations is eliminating what may or may not have happened. So on the particular day, we have ruled out that she suffered any sort of medical episode, and we have no information to suggest that she left the area of her own accord. So we then start looking at other possible scenarios which may have led her to be missing.
Was anybody home when she left that run?
Yes, there were people home.
Is the personal persons of interest involved in this likely to be all from the same area as you
That we don't know. I mean, we're looking into absolutely everything, and our investigation is ongoing, and I can't comment on specific details as to what we're looking at.
The people that were home, did they leave shortly after she left as well, or were they home for the rest of the day?
It's a difficult question. There's a lot of movements to and from the house during the day, and again, we're very, very confident.
Yeah, so he was still very cagey about any suspects or anything like that, but he did say clearly that they thought there was some foul play in this particular interview. And then, of course, the next thing, they were announcing somebody had been arrested. Let's see, here it is, I think.
Warrants have been executed. As a result of those investigations, he has today been charged with the murder of Samantha. we will be alleging that murder occurred at Mount Clare on the day she disappeared. In the good afternoon. I'm here to provide an update.
I'm not going to play the whole video because it's too long, but you can find that on my minor celebrity in the area. Targeted searches by the police, and then it ended with the interview.
22-year-old Patrick Stevenson has no connection to the Murphy family. He was arrested in March and charged with the 51-year-old's murder.
Once they told me that they arrested the accused, I was, a big relief.
9 News has been told he isn't cooperating with detectives. Micks says he has every faith in those detectives on Samantha's case. Police admit the search for Samantha is complex. They have hundreds of tips from the public to work through, along with mobile phone data and the vast and difficult terrain they have to look through. Investigators say there is a number of targeted searches planned for the coming weeks.
So, but unfortunately, so far, those targeted searches, they have not resulted in recovering Samantha. So far, that could change any day, couldn't it? I think we have to remember, actually, as I'm even saying that, I normally check every morning, even now. I just put in Samantha Murphy's name. And it's the main thing that they're saying is that will this court hearing on Thursday, will it result in any new news for the family? There was a little thing there, hang on. Family hoping for answers. Just virtually, they're all saying just the same thing. Will this court hearing on Thursday reveal anything new? Well, we'll soon know, won't we? Okay, that's it from me for this morning. I've got another video. I'll be doing another live later. Don't only have one Spanish class today, so I'm going to do a video about the riots, but that's trying to look at some positivity because I'm just fed up of all the negativity. Not everyone in the world is a knuckle dragging rioter. There are good people in the world. Some people have real issues, and maybe there's a way. Maybe this will bring things to a head, and maybe something can be done. But anyway, going to be looking at that later. For now, my thoughts, my prayers that with Samantha's family, we want to bring Samantha home, don't we? And let's hope they get some answers on Thursday. So I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. Hello, yes, so I'm still here because that was, of course, the video. So finally, I got that video out to you after all the problems earlier. So I want to remind you, bye Heather. Yeah, I was just going to say just before I finish this, yes, I am doing a video later about all the latest occurrences. But then tonight, of course, will be the members live, and then we're going to be looking at the paranormal, and I may do it from the haunted bedroom because I wonder if that I'm going to look at that. Okay, so see you later. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like. And as always, till I see you again in the next video, may your God go with you. Bye.